Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is an American politician who is the 46th President of the United States. A member of the Democratic Party. He served as the 47th Vice President from 2009 to 2017 under Barack Obama and represented Delaware in the United States Senate from 1973 to 2009. Raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Newcastle County, Delaware, Biden studied at the University of Delaware before earning his law degree from Syracuse University. In 1968, he was elected to the Newcastle County Council in 1970 and became the sixth youngest senator in American history when he was elected to the U.S. Senate from Delaware in 1972. At age 29, Biden was a longtime member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and eventually became its chairman. He also chaired the Senate Judiciary Committee from 1987 to 1995, dealing with drug policy, crime prevention, and civil liberties issues, led the effort to pass the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act and the Violence Against Women Act, and oversaw 6 U.S. Supreme Court confirmation hearings, including the contentious hearings for Robert Bork and Clarence Thomas. He ran unsuccessfully for the Democratic presidential nomination in 1988 and 2008. Biden was re-elected to the Senate 6 times, and was the fourth most senior senator when he became Barack Obama's vice president after they won the 2008 presidential election. During 8 years as vice president, Biden leaned on his Senate experience and frequently represented the administration in negotiations with congressional Republicans, including on the Budget Control Act of 2011, which resolved a debt ceiling crisis, and the American Taxpayer Relief Act of 2012, which addressed the impending fiscal cliff. He also oversaw infrastructure spending in 2009 to counteract the Great Recession. On foreign policy, Biden was a close counselor to the president and took a leading role in designing the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq in 2011. In January 2017, Obama awarded Biden the Presidential Medal of Freedom with distinction, making him the first president to receive it before taking office. On April 25, 2019, Biden announced his candidacy in the 2020 presidential election. He became the presumptive Democratic nominee in April 2020 and reached the delegate threshold needed to secure the nomination in June 2020. Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris defeated incumbent President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence in the general election. Biden is the oldest elected president, the first from Delaware, and the second Catholic. His early activity as president centered around proposing, lobbying for, and ultimately signing into law the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 to help speed up the United States' recovery from the economic and health effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing recession, as well as a series of executive orders. Biden's orders addressed the pandemic and reversed several Trump administration policies, including by rejoining the Paris Agreement on climate change, reaffirming protections for deferred action for childhood arrivals recipients, halting construction of the Trump border wall, ending the Trump travel ban imposed on predominantly Muslim countries, and revoking permits for the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. was born November 20, 1942, at St. Mary's Hospital in Scranton, Pennsylvania, to Catherine Eugenia Jean Biden and Joseph Robinette Biden Sr., the oldest child in a Catholic family. He has a sister, Valerie, and two brothers, Francis and James. Jean was of Irish descent, while Joseph Sr. had English, French, and Irish ancestry. Biden's father had been wealthy, but suffered financial setbacks around the time Biden was born, and for several years the family lived with Biden's maternal grandparents. Scranton fell into economic decline during the 1950s and Biden's father could not find steady work. Beginning in 1953, the family lived in an apartment in Claymont, Delaware, before moving to a house in Wilmington, Delaware. Biden Sr. later became a successful used car salesman, maintaining the family in a middle-class lifestyle. At Archmere Academy in Claymont, Biden played baseball and was a standout halfback and wide receiver on the high school football team. Though a poor student, he was class president in his junior and senior years. He graduated in 1961 at the University of Delaware in Newark. Biden briefly played freshman football and, as an unexceptional student, earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1965 with a double major in history and political science, and a minor in English. Biden has a stutter, which has improved since his early 20s. He says he reduced it by reciting poetry before a mirror, but it has been suggested that it affected his performance in the 2020 Democratic Party presidential debates. On August 27, 1966, Biden married Nelia Hunter and Naomi Christina Amy Biden. In 1968, Biden earned a Juris Doctor from Sir